Next up, we have a person whose face you know if you live in Richmond, Indiana. She's one of the most prominent realtors in town. She just helped my mom buy a house. But she also bakes a mean cookie. She plays the flute. She's learning Spanish. And as her neighbor, I know that she likes to walk her dog in a stroller. So please welcome Donna Spears.
Good evening. As you know, I'm Donna Spears. All right, my story is entitled The Wrong Dog. Now, I have had Westies for many years, and I know what a Westie is supposed to look like. That's a West Highland Terrier. It's not supposed to look like a poodle or Bichon, a Schnauzer, a Chihuahua, nada. A Westie. So, my husband, if any of you know him, he's calm and cool and collected. He said, "Dear, you're so dissatisfied with the haircuts that Lola has been receiving. I'll take her down to Bloomington to Delilah's." Now, Delilah was a 5-star grooming salon. So I was like, oh yes, finally, Lola's gonna look like a Westie. So those of you out there who know who Westies are, Jen Ruggiero, where are you? She is a Westie owner. So I sent a picture, a diagram, because my dog had had these horrific haircuts for years. So I thought, ooh, wow, this is a great opportunity. So I sent the diagram. I sent the Westie book. I also sent pictures of live Westies, or these are photographs of Westies, or what they're supposed to look like, yes? So Alan goes down to Bloomington, and he takes Lola, and she has a red harness, and she's white. That's for Indiana University, by the way. And he drops her off at Delilah's, and he goes to have lunch with his friends. So then he decides he's going to pick her up and bring her home. So he goes to Delilah's, and he says, "I'm here to pick up Lola Spears." And out comes a white dog with a red harness, and they get in the car. No problem. So about halfway home, or I'd say when he got to Centerville, this animal jumps in the front of the car, in front of the seat. So he knew at that point something was amiss, because Lola never did that. She just sat quietly in the back. So he calls me on the phone. Now, once again, if you know Alan, he's got a very calm tenor and demeanor. "Hello, dear. How are you? How was your day?" Right? He calls and he goes, "Hello, are you there?" And I thought, yes, I answered the phone. I'm here. And he says, "Oh, are you going to stay there?" And I thought, yeah, I'll be here. And he says, "Okay, I'll be home." And I thought, ooh, this does not sound good. So then I went back to the diagram, and I thought, oh my God, they cut my dog's leg off, and he just wanted to tell me. So anyway, he gets in the driveway. He calls me. "Hello?" I said, "Yes." "Are you there?" I said, "Yes, I'm still here." And he says, "Okay, I'm coming in." I thought, okay. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen? So he walks in the door, and he has this look on his face of terror. And he always looks the same no matter what's happening. He's always telling me, "Dear, you're trying to apply logic where logic doesn't exist, and you need to put your keys in the same place. I never lose my keys." So he walks in, and he's like this. Caitlin, you know Alan, right? Where is Caitlin? Caitlin? Okay, she can testify. So he walks in like this, and he's holding the dog. And so I'm standing there waiting. And he goes, "Oh, this is dreadful." And I go, "Yeah, I see it doesn't look as good as I think it should." He goes, "Oh, no, it's much worse than that." I said, "No, it can't get any worse than that." I said, "What did they do?" I said, "Was she blind? Did she not see the picture the diagram. I even talked to her on the phone. He says, no, dear, it's just worse. Come in the kitchen so you can see. I said, I can see. I said, did they just take the razor and chop? And I'm just going like that, because her arms, her legs were all chopped up and funny looking. He says, no, come in the kitchen so you can see it's much, much worse. And I'm thinking, oh, it can't get any worse. He says, yes, come in the kitchen. So we go in the kitchen, and he holds the dog up in front of me, like, about like that. And so in my mind, I'm trying to register the dog being right in my face. And then I blink, and I go, where's my dog? Because when he held the dog up, the white dog with the red harness, there was a penis in my face. And I'm going, where's my dog? Where's my dog? So, and then I'm laughing hysterically, and then I'm crying because I'm thinking, what in the world? He goes, oh, and he's so shaken. Boy, I can't wait. He goes, oh dear, I just don't know. He said, I asked for Lola Spears, and the dog came out. We got in the car, and then when it jumped in the front seat, that's when I saw it, the penis. And so I'm going, and I'm like laughing and crying hysterically, thinking my dog is running through the fields in Bloomington, run over by a truck or a car, eaten by a coyote, because our dog's never been off the leash. So anyway, we go through the evening, and I'm thinking, who is this? And I'm looking at the dog, and the dog is in shock. He's still like terrified. He's frozen. And every time I tried to make eye contact, the dog just would look. He would never look at me in the face, and I'd say, who are you? Who are you? And he'd like, I don't want to know who you are after you screamed into my abdomen. So anyway, Delilah's didn't open until the next morning at 9 o'clock, yes? So we had to go through the whole night. I woke up, I went to sleep, I laughed, I cried, I fed him, I held him, I tried to comfort him, but he wouldn't look at me. He thought, oh no, this is too crazy. How could my family do this to me? So at 9 o'clock in the morning, after not sleeping, we called Delilah's. Well, whoever was working on Friday wasn't working on Saturday. So they had no clue that there was more than one Westie there that day. So we didn't know where Lola was. So I want you to get a vision and walk through this story with me. There's a woman with 4 children under 7. She's standing in the kitchen pouring the Cheerios and the milk and the juice, doing what mothers do on a Saturday morning. Her son walks up, Mommy. Yes, dear. Willie doesn't have a pee-pee. And she goes, no, honey, we've been through this before. You're a boy, and you have a pee-pee, and Willie is a boy, and he has a pee-pee. No, Mommy, he doesn't have it. It's gone. And so Mom walks in, rolls my happy dog over to see there's no pee-pee. So then she realizes the next day around 10 that they have the wrong dog also. So she calls Delilah, and someone who was working put the 2 things together that we had the wrong dogs. So Alan, once again, who goes in his own pace, it was like flash, whoosh. I didn't even see him leave the door. I mean, he just like flew out of the house. He drove all the way to Bloomington, and he picked up the right dog who had a fantastic haircut. She was so happy to roll around and play with 4 adorable children. I bet they gave her all sorts of snacks under the table. While poor Willie got his abdomen screamed into and is terrified. So he goes home in shock, and my dog prances in. But the good news is that she had a fantastic haircut. And the moral to the story is, when you take your dog to the groomer and you bring her home, or before you bring him home, look underneath to make sure the dog is the same dog that left. Thank you.